Alright, so today I'm going to talk about, I'm going to try to keep it to like 5 pros and 5 cons about living on the ship that I wish I knew before getting to my ship. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the pros, right? Pro number one, it's easy to get to work. Like, since you're already living there, right? You don't really have to do much. Like, I'll wake up at 7 o'clock, brush my teeth, get ready. It takes like 3 minutes to walk across the ship since I'm on a destroyer. They're pretty like small, to be honest. And that's it. I know other people that like live off the ship and they take like an hour to get to work and all this other stuff. Sometimes it's raining outside, sometimes it's cold. So it's kind of convenient to be able to get up, wake up late, and just get to work on time. Oh, so I thought somebody was walking up. That was awkward. All right, pro number two, the gym. So on a destroyer, there's only one gym, to be honest, and it's not that big, but it's still pretty convenient because it's on the ship, and after you get off, you can just change into PT gear, go get a quick workout in, and then go do whatever afterwards. So it's just pretty convenient having a gym there. Yeah. All right, number three, making friends on the ship is so much easier when you live there. Like, especially if you hang around the mess deck or if you just like walk around, you end up running into like everybody. Well, if you're on a small ship like my ship, you end up running into everybody, and just makes it easier compared to like if you just like show up and leave all the time. You only really know people in your division or like your work center, but you won't really know other people. All right, number four, the food. So some people hate the food on the ship. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best food all the time, but it's kind of nice not having to like go out and eat all the time and just having food there, especially on weekends. Like, wake up, go to lunch, go do whatever. Don't have to go out of my way. It's just there, and there's usually no line because most people don't eat on the ship or they don't live on the ship. So the food is just convenient to have. And number five, it is really easy. Well, I wouldn't say really easy, but it is a lot easier to work on your quals when you live on the ship. I get bored sometimes, and I'll literally be like, you know what? I have nothing to do. I'm gonna go shadow this person, or I'm gonna go study this, or go do this and that. Like, I remember for my advancement exam, I studied for a week straight because it's like, I lived there anyways. Didn't really have much to do, so I'll just go down to my work center, sit on the computer, and study for my advancement exam because it's not like I had to go out of my way to do it. Alright, and now for the cons. I had to stand up and do this because I have a lot of cons. I kind of hate living on the ship, to be honest, and it took me a decent amount of time to narrow this down into 5 things because I had like 20 things on this list, but these are my top 5 cons of living on a ship. Alright, so number one, this is probably, I can't even say this is the one I hate the most. This is just one that gets, like, it starts to take a toll on you after a while, and it's that you're at work almost all the time. You get off of work or you're on your day off and you want to relax, you want to chill, you want to like maybe sleep or whatever, but then it's like it feels like you're not really off because there's the 1MC going off, muster this duty section, muster this and that. Like, sometimes like people will see you, just like make you do random tasks for them because you're available. And then even when you do walk off the ship, you're still on base, and there's like all these other military people, so it feels like you're working 24/7 sometimes, and it kind of starts to take a toll on you. And on top of that, oh shit, I almost fell. Alright, so on top of that, my first like 2-3 weeks on the ship, I didn't really know the ship's schedule, and like I wasn't in a duty section, so I didn't really know much of what was going on. And I would get off of work and I would like go shower or take a nap or do something, and then like by the time I'm ready to get off of the ship, they would be doing training and drills and all this other stuff. So I would end up either stuck because the one way to get off of the ship is blocked off due to a simulated fire or whatever drill they're doing, or the one thing that I need to do, like go into like my workspace to grab something, I can't go in there because of some training thing. So my first like 2 or 3 weeks, I would get stuck on the ship for like an extra hour or two because they were doing all these drills. Alright, so number 2, I would say, is not having signal. It makes sense because the ship is made of metal. Metal like kind of cuts off your signal, and then on top of that, like the spaces where we sleep are underwater. But it really sucks because like being so far from home, my friends or family will like message me, and I might not even get the notification sometimes because I don't have signal. And even like when I'm awake or like regular working days, you have to go to certain areas or go to the flight deck and do all this other stuff to send one text message or to check something. Like even if you're like chief or someone's trying to send a message, you have to like go to certain areas to get signal just to check your phone. And it gets really annoying and kind of sucks. And you notice a lot of people will sit in the mess decks or the areas that do have signal to watch YouTube and to do all this other stuff, because you can't just sit in your berthing or anywhere and still be able to use your phone. There's only certain areas. Alright, so number 3, this is probably the one that I hate the most, and the reason why I'm on a rooftop by myself recording this video, and it is privacy and personal space. So being on a ship, you kind of have zero privacy and zero personal space because you're always around people. There's always something going on. You sleep in a berthing with 20 to 80 people. Like there's, in a way, communal showers. Like there's always people around you. And it kind of sucks because sometimes you want to be alone. Sometimes you want to just go do your own thing. But there's always people around you, people trying to tag along, like all this stuff going on, which is one reason why I haven't been posting any videos, because I haven't been able to find an actual, like my own place to record it without distractions or other people coming in and all this other stuff. So it kind of sucks not having that privacy or like that personal space. Everything's kind of shared on a ship in a way. And yeah. Alright, so number 4, I combine this with another thing, and it is having to clean all the time / your stuff going missing for no reason at all. And like you might be like, oh, cleaning's normal, it can't be that bad. But I don't know, I'm not a person that's against cleaning. I fold my stuff, I do my laundry, I keep my stuff organized. But sometimes you have lazy days. Sometimes you want to get up and just go do whatever, but you can't because they're going to do inspection, there's going to do this and that. We clean like on a daily, maybe 2 to 3 times a day on a ship. And it kind of sucks because sometimes you have those lazy days where you really don't feel like doing it, but you have to. And then with that, people love to move stuff. Your stuff goes missing. You'll put your charger on a table for 5 minutes, and for some reason somebody decides to move it for no reason at all. And then now you got to go ask everybody like, hey, have you seen my charger? Have you seen this? And then it pops up in a whole different place that somebody decided, hey, this is a better place to put this person's stuff because it's not in my way at this very moment. And now you just spent an hour looking for a charger because you left it on a table to go pee. So I just think that kind of sucks. Alright, and number 5 is the ship's AC system. So there was a month on the ship where my berthing was literally set to 35 degrees. I didn't even know a thermostat could get that low. And the only reason I figured it out is because I kept waking up really, really cold every day. And then one day decided to spend 20 minutes looking for this thermostat. I found it, and I saw that somebody had set it to like 30 degrees. And I still don't know why. I slowly started changing it up 5 degrees like every day so that nobody would notice. But it was super cold. And now it's getting colder outside and it's hitting like the 40s and 50s, and the ship is just cold. Like, it's cold inside, it's cold outside, it's cold everywhere, because it's like kind of one giant central unit. So even if like your space, like the berthing, might be a little warm because somebody managed to change the thermostat and it actually worked, the rest of the ship is still super cold. Or you'll be like in one place and it's like, oh, this is nice, and you'll walk into another place and it's like, wow, this is super cold. And sometimes it's the opposite. Like my last underway, our space is usually freezing cold, and I got a jacket just because of this, but the entire underway it was super hot in there for whatever reason. And I'm like, what is going on? I got so used to it being cold, now it's just really hot, and there's nothing we could do about it because it's just like one central AC unit. So that's another thing that just sucks. Alright, so those are my 5 pros and 5 cons of living on a ship. Things that you should take into account or consider before getting to your ship, because to be honest, I did not know half of this stuff before getting to a ship, and wish somebody had told me some of it, because it kind of does suck. There's good parts, but there's also all the extra stuff that just kind of have to suck up and deal with.